Different countries have different political situations, but what still inspires you to organize programs in different parts of the world?
Well, I get inspired every day working at the American Council of Young Political Leaders. You know, we, as I mentioned, we give opportunities for people who have never traveled to the United States or traveled abroad or have had very little international experience. And to see firsthand a country, to meet its people, to meet its leaders, to really understand what's going on around the world, I think is very inspirational. And I get great satisfaction being on these kinds of programs, such as our visit here to Nepal, to see that transformation in somebody is very rewarding.
I, along with my friend, we're going to start a project to help someone who is very needy, and we're going to help her or him by letting him study in some school. So can you please give us some advices regarding that? I
would just encourage you to continue doing that. Involve your friends. You know, with what's going on in your government now, with the writing of the Constitution, it's very important that the leaders listen to that 70% of this population that is under the age of 30. It's critical. And it's critical that you let your leaders know what concerns you and how you want to see Nepal look like in the years to come.
I would like to know that what do you think about the policy of our country, Nepal, and like the main problem that has made us lag behind other countries?
It's a complicated question. You know, I think it's a great opportunity. It's a wonderful opportunity for Nepal to take an important step towards you know, democracy, towards representative government. And there's certain challenges, and I understand that, and I know the Nepali people understand it. There are certain things that I think in society should not be politics. And we have that problem in the United States. There's some areas that just should not be brought into, you know, a political decision, but rather should be a decision that, you know, would everybody agrees is a good thing to do or not to do. But there's a problem when you know, a political party or a sector of government or society want to make trouble. And again, we have that problem in the United States. So it's a great challenge, I think, for Nepal, because it seems from my perspective that there's so many things that are being put into the Constitution, so many considerations, that it's a lot to do. You know, I'm very hopeful that you know, the deadline can be met, but it is a challenge. So you know, there is something to be said about simplicity and deliberate you know, ambiguity, but it is also important that there is a consensus. And one of my colleagues the other day mentioned that in any important decision, where there's differing viewpoints and different political perspectives, if everybody leaves the bargaining table a little unhappy, then it's probably a good decision. Because you have to give up something in reaching a consensus. So I'm hopeful that the parties and everybody involved can reach a consensus and maybe leave a little bit unhappy, but at the end of the day, that, you know, all of the perspectives and viewpoints of the people of Nepal can be you know, can be achieved, can be represented in this document.
आजको कार्यक्रम यही समाप्त हुन्छ। फिडब्याकको लागि हामीलाई कन्ट्याक्ट गर्न नभुल्नुहोला। mnpgtv@gmail.com, यसैगरी GPO 8975 EPC 5478। अर्को हप्ता फेरि भेट्नेछौँ।